After a very strange season which had to be rejigged on several occasions, we find ourselves at the finale of the European Le Mans Series. It's a new month and we will be crowning new champions.
Now it's already the last race of the first season for you in the ELMS, so what are the emotions for that race and the expectations?
It's been an amazing season. I just feel like, for me, it's such a privilege to be able to do this. This is a childhood dream for me. With Porsche, yeah, it's just, I feel so lucky, you know, that I have an opportunity to experience something at this level.
But is a podium possible this time? What do you think?
We always hope that a podium is possible, you know. We're very unfortunate for Richie yesterday because it was an incredible lap that he was setting down, and then just in the last corner with the track limits, I think he was a bit compromised by the Ferrari in front. But, you know, today's a new day. We're definitely going to go 100% for the podium.
Thank you very much, and I wish you a good last race in the ELMS season.
The target always for the team is that I go and I do my hour and a half and try and get it out of the way.
But the plan is always to do for you 1.5 stints, because then we have our flexibility for pit stops. If we pull you out after half a stint and you're already, like, for example, 30 seconds behind P1, we do an extra pit stop, then we're 1 lap down. And then if there's a safety car like this, then we're in danger.
Yeah, he has to. I mean, if we want to perform, he has to do his doublest in the beginning.
You need to stay focused because it's a quite difficult track with all the traffic, and if you drive 1 hour, it's quite tough.
And that was playing on my mind over the days, thinking to myself, am I going to be able to sustain an hour and a half?
Yeah. Take your time, because I think you are better than them on this track. And even if it's not at the beginning, you will pass them later. It's like this.
Thanks, man.
Just have fun.
For sure, if you start the race and you have all the pressure and a bit more demanding than normal, but Michael for sure is fit enough to do 1.5 or 2 stints at the beginning. So for sure it was hard, but it was possible.
In 30 seconds we can go.
Twelve LMP3 cars in total, and then in LMP2, 14 cars. It's a fabulous field. Great to have a couple of extras as well for the final race.
Under 1 minute to start the formation lap.
Yep, all okay?
All okay.
Perfect, good.
30 seconds, under 30 seconds to start the formation lap.
10 cars involved in the GT battle. They are all either Porsches or Ferraris.
Green flag, we have started the formation lap.
Michael, tire pressures are low, so be careful. The first few corners, don't go offline.
Copy.
Leaders to keep the positions and the speed until crossing the line, no overtaking.
Instruction given to everybody to take up their rolling grid formation. That looks very neat and tidy indeed. For the final time in 2020, the European Le Mans Series is about to get underway with the 4 hours of Portimao. Still the red lights are on. Now they go out. It is a good getaway from Will Owen, although he's going to be raced all the way down to turn 1 by Julien Canal. In turn is being swapped by the G-Drive car. It's going to go right round the outside. And what a move there for Roman Rusinov. There's a collision behind though, and that's the BHK car getting tangled with United Autosport, possibly the 22 car. It is Roman Rusinov who leads for the first time.
What a move, 6 into 3rd at the opening lap.
Super, er macht super.
Michael, pace is good. This lap, LMP2s will overtake you.
Copy.
safety car or full course yellow?
We're going to go to a full course yellow to deal with Rodrigo Salas.
Prepare full course yellow at 11:14.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Full course yellow.
Full course yellow.
The start of the race was quite good. He was capable of following the other guys in front of him, so he was just in the pack with the other bronze drivers.
Your pace was good. The traffic was a bit difficult. We tried to
stay online and keep the rhythm as fast as possible.
We're hearing that the full course yellow will come to an end.
30 seconds
to green.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There was an LMP in front of me, the full course yellow. We had the countdown. We got to 1. I released full course yellow and I put my foot down, and then there was an LMP slowing down in front of me. For some reason I thought maybe I can't overtake it before the safety car line, which was just such a stupid thought. And that moment of releasing the throttle just briefly allowed the Ferrari that was racing for position behind me to overtake me. And then I found that I had good pace behind the Ferrari. And then we ran into traffic and I just lost momentum. I just kept losing my rhythm.
Michael was pushing quite hard to get back on pace because he knew that he was capable of doing low 40s, but then in the race he was constantly stuck at 43s.
Track limit, first goal.
That was because of the LMP.
It was a bit surprising to see that he was a bit out of rhythm.
Michael, second call track limits.
No track limits anymore. Just stay on your racing line, pace is good.
Clear!
Black and white flag for track limits on car 93.
He gets pushed off by other cars and then he gets track limits. And now he's frustrated because there's 2 track limits already. So
some track limit warnings destroyed his confidence, I would say, and took the concentration away.
Track clearance is coming. Track clearance behind me twice as well. What's happening?
You saw this on the lap time, so basically we lost quite some time.
Kommt nicht richtig in Rhythmus. Ich habe ja zu viel Angst vor der Track Limits.
1 hour for Michael and Felipe to close the gap again a bit. They're 50 seconds behind already.
R93 with Michael Fassbender at the wheel has also been pinned for abusing track limits.
Guy behind me is running track limits all the time.
Lots of cars have black and white flags, so focus.
He stays in the car?
Oh, you're going next.
Is that Mark? That's Fassbender, is it, who's spun in front?
I had a spin going into turn 12, which obviously cost a lot of time.
He had to wait for quite a while to let all the other cars pass. The tires were still okay, no flat spots or whatsoever, so he was capable of continuing his stint.
5 laps to go.
What's the plan? Do I stay in the car?
Driver change.
The team made the decision to pull me after an hour, to not send me back out for the next half-hour stint.
Canal had to come off the power a little bit as they go either side of Michael Fassbender.
Michael, box now, box, driver change.
Copy, box now.
We did a driver change. Felipe got in the car, and then the idea was to get me back in the car if a full course yellow came after a certain amount in Felipe's stint.
Radio check, radio check.
Radio, okay.
felt pretty disappointed with myself. Really, like I say, you know, I had high expectations to perform well here, and I feel like I really underperformed.
He wasn't as fast as he could be.
Maybe pushing too much and then putting the wrong focus on something else instead of driving.
It was a bitter pill to swallow, really. I wasn't happy.
So we decided to change to Felipe to stay in the lead lap, because if we would have stayed with Michael in the car, we probably would have lost a lap to the leading GTE car.
Ferrari in front is Perodo, bronze driver, 1 lap ahead.
I felt immediately after 3 or 4 rounds that it's more edgy to drive and very difficult to stay in between the track limits.
We lost too much because of the traffic, you know, the red guy, you were faster than him, you could have caught him. And then the shit with the slow LMP on the straight, that was fucked up. I mean, I didn't know, yeah. And then, like, just be a little more aggressive with the LMP. Fuck it, it's just practice now.
Massive moment from Francois Perodo.
I have an incident at T15.
It's going to be a full course yellow to deal with this 88 car stranded in the turn 15.
We box, yeah? Full stop service.
Okay, we box now. Driver change to Michael.
Copy, copy.
Enjoy, my friend. Enjoy, just enjoy.
Radio check, Michael, radio check.
Check, check.
We are removing full course yellow at 12:43:30.
So everybody now will get back to full racing speed.
3, 2, 1, green.
Francois Perodo still trying to desperately clean his tyres. He has behind him for company Michael Fassbender in for another stint for Proton competition.
It was pretty intense out there with the traffic. It's difficult to let the LMPs overtake.
Christoph Ulrich T-boned. Car running second in P3, just being whacked up the rear and spun around at the apex of the corner.
Michael jumped in again, did a proper and solid stint.
I was thinking too much in that first stint. I should have just been driving. And in the second stint, I didn't think. I just drove.
Driver change to Richie. Driver change to Richie.
Traffic is difficult, huh?
Huh?
Traffic.
It's not easy to drive, huh?
Fuck, that was
Edgy.
Yeah. Oh, I can't even lift up my arms.
Yeah?
You know, the thing is, I was out on the track and I was thinking to myself, how can I practice this shit? Exactly the same thing as you. And then I was like, stop thinking, you know? But you know, all this stuff that I did this year, it's now going to ferment. It's just time, you know?
We've got an hour and 17 still to go.
Kessel Racing leading the GTE class in the pits at the moment, and that means Alessio Picariello puts the Proton competition Porsche into the lead of GTE. Richard Lietz in the 93. So much experience, World Endurance Championship level for Porsche, and he is going to sit there on the tail and protect.
2 more, 2 more. Rear left puncture, 10 seconds to box, 10 seconds.
from pit entry to the box, we lost 0.8 bars.
The car was moving a lot, then the tire in the rear was overheating.
This is good. Keep an eye on the rear tires. 10 laps to go.
It was quite demanding for the tire, and all the other competitors also had some issues.
The 88 Ferrari now has a late race problem as well. Is that just a single tyre that needs changing? 77 wins GTE, and with it, the championship.
I have a tire puncture.
Copy. Check and flag, slow down.
And do a very, very easy in-lap.
Oh man, if I didn't spin, do you think we could have got more?
Podium 3, yeah, P3.
No, don't say that.
No, I'm not joking. It's, I guess you lost like, what, 30 seconds?
Shit.
It is what it is.
The result was okay. P4 I think is a good finish. But we also saw that there's still a lot to learn, and yeah, still a lot of work for next year.
In a way, I think, you know, we're in the right. It's the fair place that we are. Yeah. You know, in terms of what I'm doing and where I'm at right now. So yeah. So.
Are you a bit happy?
I mean, I'm so fucking happy because this is like, it's my dream to be doing this. You know what I mean? I feel so lucky to be in this position.
If it's your dream, you should show a bit more like I'm having fun, and it's like sometimes a bit like.
I know, but I want to perform well, you know.
Yeah.
And I totally like mentally, I totally understand what you're saying. You know, it's just hard to translate it because it's something that, you know, I've always wanted to do since I was a kid. So I want to perform. Yeah. And for me, the dream, and you know, it might be laughable or like, but is to win Le Mans. And it's, you know, it's kind of crazy, but that's the only way that I can approach it. You know what I mean?
The difference between where I was at last year and this year is probably, it's kind of funny, it's because sort of like ignorance is bliss, so I didn't really know what I was getting into, so I had like a certain element of confidence. I think a lot of that confidence is gone because I've begun to understand just how massive this whole undertaking is. It's never that I didn't respect what everyone was doing out there in the series, for sure I did, but it really sort of came home to me, you know, how much there is to process.
A lot of things he learned.
Ah, fuck, man, I fucking LMP2.
There were some things we learned about his personality.
I'm out of my league.
It's quite impressive because at the beginning we tried to teach him how to behave in endurance motorsport, how to treat the RSR, how to speak with the engineers.
Box now, driver change to Michael.
Jumps in now and feels home.
For our third season, we thought about going to the WEC, World Endurance Championship, but then we thought it might not be the smartest decision, just to give Michael some time to actually develop as a driver. We decided to do a second year of European Le Mans Series, so next year we'll be back.
I think it's the perfect step. Everything is known for him, and he can show his performance and develop a good speed.
The step what you did was big, but it's a manageable step.
I know you can do it, man.
The biggest challenge for me in the LMS series this year was the idea of doing a stint and a half.
Watch this lap. You stay in car.
And you do a second full spin.
And being on pace, consistently on pace, keeping focus in check for that amount of time.
Keep the rhythm, keep the pace. 12 laps to go.
Dealing with the traffic and understanding what it's like to do an hour and a half in the car.
I know, yeah, I told him on the radio I need 5 minutes.
To sort of experience something, process what I did wrong, and then try and come back and apply that knowledge and move forward.
Use the grip you have.
It's humbled me, for sure. It's also helped me just, you know, to take a positive mindset, regardless of what's happened.
Michael Fassbender from pole position in the GTE category.
And whatever he's done before, this is a massive step up.
If we are coming back, we're sure we can fight for the championship.
It's now or never for Proton competition if they want to go to the top of the charts.
Lars is on the fight back, trying to keep him honest on the run down towards Eau Rouge, but the Porsche has got it. The European Le Mans Series is about to get underway, with still the red lights are on, and now they go out, a launch into the unknown.
It feels really good going back into this series, to know what I'm going into next year. All the new things will be familiar to me next year. You know, everything is confidence and being relaxed. And I remember when I first started acting in front of a camera, it was quite nerve-wracking. It's like, you know, stand by, ready, action, and you're like, okay, here it comes, you know. And the more I worked in front of the camera, the more relaxed I got in that environment, and the easier everything became. And it's the same with this. I think it's the same with everything in life. It's just the more you do it, and if, you know, make sure you don't quit and let go, then you will get through the other side, and you will improve, and, you know, hopefully be competitive.